Good morning, everyone. Do you remember that we had not discussed these two topics in our previous class? So today we will be seeing about these two topics. So the first one is the coordinate clause, second one is the subordinate clause. So the question comes, what is a coordinate clause, or how can we identify the coordinate clause? So here we can see that some sentences consist of two clauses and are joined together. Okay, you can see that some sentences consist of two clauses and are joined together by and, yet, so, not, etc. So when you see these words, when they are joining two clauses, we can say that these are the conjunctions. Okay, these are the conjunctions they are joining, and you can see that when they are joined by these particular words, that will be known as your coordinate clause. When you read this, you will be understanding. So look at the board here. As you and I are seeing, some sentences consist of two clauses and are joined together by words like and, yet, so, not, etc. They are known as the coordinate clause. So it is very easy to remember. Why? Because there is a pattern. That means we all can say that okay, these are the coordinate clause, and we will be knowing about the conjunction, that is coordinating conjunction. So here you see that the coordinating conjunctions are, this is the pattern to remember. That means every one of you can remember the pattern. Okay, so here you see the pattern I am writing. One is F A N B O Y S, fanboys. So we can say that this is coordinating conjunctions formula, the pattern to remember that. First one, F stands for, A stands for and, N stands for not, B stands for but, O stands for or, Y it stands for yet, and S stands for so. So when you see these words, they are used in between two clauses, then you will be knowing that they are known as the coordinate clause. Remember, once again I am repeating, if you see these words, they are used as joining words, okay, and they are used in between two clauses, then you will be knowing that that particular clause or that particular sentence is known as coordinate clause. Hope all of you remember, or all of you are understanding all these things. Second thing, let us see some examples of coordinate clause. Okay, let us see some examples of coordinate clause so that you will be understanding. So, examples. We all know how to join two clauses. Suppose, for example, Ravi is a good boy. This is one clause, and another one is Sohana is a good girl. So we have to use these two sentences together. We have to write these sentences together. Okay, as you can see on the board, Ravi is a good boy. Suhana is a good girl. So how we are going to write, how we are going to add these two sentences? So we know that we are having the coordinating conjunction, like as you all know, Ravi is a good girl and Ravi is a good boy and Suhana is a good girl. So here you can see, okay, Ravi is a good boy and Suhana is a good girl. So these two clauses, they are joined by the word and. So that is known as the coordinating conjunction. So when you see the coordinating conjunction in your sentence, you will know that that is known as the coordinate clause. Another example that we will be seeing for the better understanding. Okay, here two contrasting things we will be seeing, like Raju is tall. Mohit is short. So how can we make this one sentence? These are the two clauses we are having, and we all know that we have to put the coordinating conjunction, then we can make it a sentence. So here you see, Raju is tall, but Mohit is short. So here you can see that how it is joined. Here you can see the coordinating conjunction. Okay, Raju is tall but Mohit is short. So in this way we can make coordinate clause by joining with the coordinating conjunction. Hope all of you have understood. Now we will see what is subordinate clause. Okay, when we see this topic, what is subordinate clause? We know that some clauses have subject and verb, but they do not make complete sense. Okay, so here you see some clauses have subject and verb, but they do not make complete sense. So in that case, we will be knowing that that is known as subordinate clause, and subordinate clause starts with subordinating conjunction. You can write that subordinate clause starts with subordinating conjunction. Okay, so it's very clear that subordinate clause starts with subordinating conjunction. So the examples of subordinating conjunction: if, because, when, who, etc. So all these are known as subordinating conjunction. Okay, so using this we will make our subordinate clause, and we will see whether they are understandable or not, whether they make complete sense or not. So here is the example for you. Look at this. For example, if I write, if he go. Okay, so here you see that it is having a subject, it is having a verb, but it is incomplete, or it doesn't give us the complete meaning, what the writer wants to say, or what the sentence reveal here. That means it requires another part. So that is known as, that means when you see this is the subordinating conjunction, okay, and it gives us incomplete meaning, then we can easily say that this is subordinate clause. Second one, because he spoke. Okay, because he spoke to him. So here also you can see, here we are having a subject, here we are having verb, but when we read this particular clause, we don't get sufficient or complete meaning. So because of that, this is known as subordinating clause. So it requires another part which can complete the sentence, okay? Then we can easily understand the sentence. So this is all about the coordinate and the subordinate clause. Hope all of you have understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask me.